but it comes with a risk. It comes with, depending on which data set you look at, about up to 25% risk of throwing related injury. I mean, if you look at the numbers, just look at the straight up number of epidemiology of throwing injuries, taking into account the growth and participation, numbers aren't going down, numbers are going up. So that tells me two things. One, there's probably more participation, which is fantastic, at least in the United States. But that also tells me with all the data, all the research, everything we're doing doesn't seem to matter. So we're missing something.
Right. We're definitely missing some things because the injuries, they're not going down.
No.
No.
And when you look at certain things, I think they're different. You sort of allude to it, going, when did this advent of these more severe injuries, especially like the UCL injuries or the Tommy John ligament injuries, start to go up? And if you look at the data, they really started to go up in the 90s. I was a kid, I was a high school kid and a college kid in the 90s, 90, 94, 94, 98. And the question is, well, what happened then? Can't prove it, but what I can tell you is this. One, advent of kind of these classic clinics, these weekend tournaments, the travel ball phenomenon just exploded in the 90s. That's number one. Number two, our kids are bigger, faster, and stronger because we know how to train better. Okay. So you're throwing harder. Then you add on year-round play, whether it is outdoors in the South or West Coast, whether it's through indoor facilities, a little more, depending where you are up in the North, at least in the States. Then you add on, okay, well, we're taking that into account. How do we manage someone's workload? And we can get in deep in the weeds about workload, but how do we manage someone's workload? And then the last part are these weighted ball velocity programs where these programs work. But what I mean by that is your velocity increases. If your velocity increases, your spin rate most likely is going to go up. Well, if velocity and spin rate go up, and you have good control, you're going to be a bonus baby. You're going to be a first rounder.
Right.
If you don't have good control, pitching coaches can teach you control. You can't teach speed.
Right.
But the problem becomes, and my wife hates it when I use the saying, but you can't put the horse back in the barn. If
Right.
you're throwing harder and you have a higher spin rate, and scouts know that that leads to greater success, particularly in baseball pitchers, why would you not do that? Because you have an opportunity to be more successful, make the team, get the scholarship, get drafted, play for the Olympic team, whatever. So I get it. But it comes with a risk. It comes with, depending on which data set you look at, about up to 25% risk of throwing related injury. That's in a season. We're not even talking about the cumulative nature of things where, okay, as an eighth grader, I sprained my elbow, and as a sophomore, I have a low grade partial tear. Now, when I'm a junior or senior and I've gone through puberty and skeletal maturation and I'm a lot bigger and stronger, now I've gone from throwing 72 to maybe 84. Oh, but by the way, I already have wear and tear of that ligament. It may pop when I'm a junior or senior. That wasn't happening in the 80s and 90s.